You might believe that catching a woman's interest depends on delivering flawless lines, choosing the perfect second to speak, and putting on some grand show. A lot of men think they must perform like they're center stage because they're terrified of missing their one shot at real happiness. But here's the reality. What actually draws someone to you is the complete opposite of any big performance. It's being the kind of man who isn't forcing or chasing anything. If you keep needing to hear messages like this, stay right here with this supportive community. We're here to walk beside you. You don't need more fantasy stories, more clever pickup tactics, or more shallow reassurance that never actually helps you grow. What you need is to hear the honest truth repeatedly until you finally value yourself enough to transform your life. The two most powerful words you can internalize are no hurry. Now, before your ego tries to brush this off because it sounds too basic, I want you to truly open your heart and listen. It is basic, and that's exactly why so many men who are lost inside completely overlook it. They keep searching for everything to feel complex because complexity gives them an excuse to stay stuck. When things feel complicated, they can continue pretending they're just unsure about the next step. But let me explain what it actually means when a man says, no hurry, and genuinely lives it every single day. It means declaring, I desire what I desire, but I refuse to chase it desperately, plead for it, or collapse in anxiety trying to grab it. That's the core idea. It's not only about the words, it's about the inner state you carry. You see, women aren't just hearing the words leaving your mouth. They're sensing your vibe and your composure. They're observing your rhythm, how you restrain yourself, the steadiness in your gaze, your timing, and how comfortably you sit with silence. They're asking one key question, even if they don't say it out loud. Does this man have a strong foundation, or does he lose himself the moment desire kicks in? Unfortunately, most men do lose themselves. The instant they start liking a woman, they begin behaving like they're auditioning for a role. They bombard her with too many messages. They over-explain everything. They pour out all their time and attention far too early. They become overly available and reply way too fast to every small thing. They get overly anxious about an outcome they haven't yet earned the right to worry about. That isn't love or connection. That's simply anxiety dressed up nicely. That's insecurity pretending to be politeness. We call this being needy. And neediness is extremely loud. It shouts, please choose me so I can finally feel valuable. Please reply so I can calm down. Please want me so I can start liking myself. This is the tough reality many men avoid facing. You're not being rejected because you're a kind person. You're being rejected because your kindness comes wrapped in urgency. It doesn't feel pure. It doesn't feel grounded. It doesn't feel powerful. It feels like you're depending on her just to stay upright. Why does this keep happening to so many of us? It happens because most men have never built a life they genuinely respect and enjoy. So when a woman appears, she doesn't simply join their world. She becomes their whole world. They don't approach her feeling complete and content. They approach her feeling hollow, isolated, and desperate for validation. They carry this illusion that if she picks them, all their inner doubts will magically vanish. But it never happens that way. The second your self-worth hinges on her reaction, you've already handed over all your power. And she can sense it. She can feel the weight in your messages and that unspoken cry saying, please don't disappoint me, because I've centered my entire identity around you. That's far too heavy for any fresh connection to bear. It doesn't just cost you her attention, it costs you your dignity. You stop guiding your own path. You stop thinking with your own mind. You stop evaluating if she's right for you, and instead obsess over whether you're good enough for her. You stop moving like a man with purpose and direction, and start moving like someone pleading for the right to exist. That shift changes everything. One way of carrying yourself says, I select my path with care. The other says, Please, just select me. Women notice this difference immediately. They can distinguish between someone who is fully present and someone who is overly eager. They recognize when a man is rooted in truth versus someone lost in fantasy. So when a mature man says, "No hurry," and it rings true, it's not because he memorized some line from a video. It's because his entire existence already proves it. His tone shows it. The boundaries he sets show it. His full schedule shows it. His strong standards show it. He isn't rushing into closeness. He isn't rushing into attachment. He isn't rushing into heavy commitments. He isn't rushing to demonstrate his value to someone who hasn't earned space in his life yet. That man is magnetic because he stands like a tree with strong roots. He's the type who doesn't abandon his important goals just because he's uncertain about a woman. He's the man who can enjoy a woman's company without orbiting around her like she's his center. He's warm without being soft. He's engaged without getting lost in it. He's open to connection without losing his balance. He listens fully. He speaks clearly and truthfully. He doesn't pretend to be a man. He simply is one. He isn't trying to control anyone. He's simply staying true to himself. That's a completely different kind of strength. It's quiet, it's pure, and it's extremely uncommon. He doesn't search for constant reassurance every few minutes. He doesn't fill every gap with words just because silence feels uncomfortable. He doesn't sacrifice his self-respect for scraps of attention. If she's consistent and good, he matches that energy. If she's unclear, he simply observes it. If she steps back, he doesn't chase in fear. He allows reality to reveal itself. That's called protecting your peace. And protecting your peace is deeply attractive because it proves you honor yourself. You might wonder what people are truly seeking. They want to feel secure with you without sensing weakness. They want to know you desire them, but you're not starving for them. They want to witness strength that isn't harsh or aggressive. They want a man who experiences emotions fully, yet remains unshakable. A man who isn't trying to possess her, dazzle her, or manipulate her into staying. A man whose interest feels genuine because it doesn't stem from fear. That's what no hurry truly means when it's authentic. It says, "I'm not here to manipulate this moment. I'm here to discover what's actually real. I'm here to appreciate what exists naturally. I'm here to allow any bond to develop on its own instead of pushing it. And if it's meant to grow, it will deepen naturally. If it's not, I'll still be perfectly fine standing on my own." Do you understand how strong that is? It's powerful not only because it's appealing, it's powerful because it returns your life back to you. So here's what you can practice. Slow down your approach. Don't do it as a tactic, but do it for honesty's sake. Stop sending that unnecessary extra message your anxiety is pushing you to send. Stop revealing your deepest thoughts before you've even built real trust. Stop trying to lock down certainty with someone you barely know. Take all that energy and redirect it into your own growth, your own goals, your own routines, and your own principles. When you feel the impulse to pursue someone, pause for a moment. When you feel the urge to over-explain, cut the sentence short. When you feel the need to prove your worth, remind yourself that if you have to prove it too soon, you probably don't fully believe it yet. Speak with clarity. Move with calm. Let others reveal their true character. Start asking yourself stronger questions. Instead of, "How do I get her to like me?" ask, "Do I even like the version of myself I become around her?" Instead of, "How do I hold her attention?" ask, "Why am I so quick to trade my inner peace for a bit of notice?" Instead of hunting for the perfect thing to say, ask yourself what kind of man you must become so your presence speaks louder than your words ever could. That's where the true transformation begins. And once you do that inner work, those two words, no hurry, stop being advice and start becoming your natural way of being. No hurry, no panic, no performing, no abandoning yourself. You become much harder to manipulate or take advantage of because you're no longer bargaining with your own emptiness. You become more attractive because you're finally aligned inside and out. You say what you mean what you say. You don't accelerate just because you fear being left out. You don't shrink yourself to be accepted. You don't plead to join someone else's fantasy. You face what's real. And that shifts everything. Because the man who stays in people's minds is rarely the loudest one, the smoothest talker, or the most aggressive pursuer. It's the man who made them feel he was genuinely present, completely honest, and completely fine no matter the outcome. The man who could desire someone without crumbling. The man who could walk away without resentment. The man whose attention felt valuable because he didn't hand it out freely. The man who respected himself enough to move at his own pace. Work toward becoming that man. Don't do it for appearances. Don't do it for dating apps. Don't do it just to feel significant. Do it for your own life, for your own character, and for the deep peace that comes when you stop living like someone desperate for love and begging the world to fill the void. You are not late in life. You are not damaged. You don't need smarter tactics to use on people. You need a firmer foundation within yourself. You need to remember that your power lives in your calm. Your standards are your power. Your patience is your power. Your self-respect is your power. You are not here to discover your value through others. You are here to create a meaningful life, a strong body, a clear mind, and a presence that makes desperation completely unnecessary. You are the solution you've been searching for. And if you want more straightforward conversations like this, stay connected with us. You need this kind of honesty until it becomes part of your identity, not just something that feels good temporarily. Stay close to this community if you're truly committed to becoming a man who doesn't beg for validation, doesn't run from reality, and doesn't lose himself the moment attraction appears. You are exactly where you need to be right now. To hit our goal today, let's explore how your life transforms when you drop the rush. When you stop rushing, you begin noticing the little details that truly count. You notice how the air feels around you. You notice how you feel comfortable in your own body. You stop being controlled by time and start owning your own moments. This isn't only about women. This is about how you carry yourself in the world. When you enter a room, are you scanning for an escape? Or are you actually seeing the people and wondering how they're doing? When you speak with your boss, are you trying to say what he wants to hear? Or are you sharing what you honestly believe? A man without hurry is a man others can rely on. People trust him because they know he won't waver or switch sides when challenges arise. They know he has an unbreakable core. Picture a ship captain in rough seas. If he starts panicking and shouting across the deck, no one will feel secure. But if he stands firm at the helm, faces the waves, and says calmly, "We'll make it through," everyone else steadies themselves. You are the captain of your own journey. The woman you're interested in is simply a traveler on another vessel nearby. You don't need to dive into the ocean to reach her. You just need to keep steering your own ship with confidence and integrity. If she notices how steadily you navigate, she may choose to sail near you for some time. And that's how authentic connection truly begins, not from fear, but from two whole people who are fine alone, deciding to come together. That's the only kind of bond that endures. It's the only kind that doesn't feel like a burden. So as you move through your day today, carry those two words with you like a steady anchor. Whenever you feel anxiety rising in your chest, remember, no hurry. Breathe deeply. Feel the ground beneath you. You are fine. You are enough. You are doing the real work. And that work is the most meaningful thing any man can pursue. Keep moving forward and stay connected with this supportive community as we grow together into the strong men we were always meant to become. We're proud of you for showing up. We're proud of you for choosing honesty over the comfortable route. And we're right here with you, every step, until that deep peace settles into your core.